Read my pumpkins, read all of my pumpkins. Too much? But it's spooky season and I'm excited. And there are games afoot, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here for an absolute blockbuster, a 6-course tasting menu, veritable buffet, a cacophony, if you will, of really fun announcements. That's right, I've been keeping secrets from you again. Such a bad booktuber. Bad. Ow. Too enthusiastic. I'm here today with not one, not two, but 3 very special announcements. It's fall and she's energized by the darkness. And hopefully so shall you be by the end of this video. Not necessarily energized by the darkness and the rain, which is forecast. We're forecast to have more rain today. But instead energized by all the fun things to come. So let's get started, shall we? For my first big surprise, drum roll. Oh, are you okay? I've probably made you really seasick there. Do you need a minute? You alright? We good? Okay. You guessed it, probably from the title and the thumbnail of this video, but the next round of Mixtapeathon is taking place in October. If you've been hanging out on our socials, you will have noticed that our banners changed not that long after the summer round finished. We gently teased that there would be more coming, and we are now back. We are here, we are all of us kind of queer actually, and we are thoroughly in business. So the next round of Mixtapeathon will take place from the 3rd to the 16th of October. This is once again a 2-week readathon. That means that you will have plenty of time to take yourself through the prompts. As we said last time, Mixtapeathon is a chill comfort readathon. We have an emphasis on self-care and on enjoying your reading, not just cramming as many books in as you physically can and getting so stressed by the end of it. The amount of times I have made myself positively sick. That was a wee hocus pocus reference there, just in case you didn't get it. Trying to fill all of the prompts on a prompt board, I cannot tell you. The overachiever in me loves readathons, and the other part of me that's made up of ADHD and anxiety is like, maybe not. So we have designed this readathon so it sits right in the middle in that sweet spot. You can challenge yourself if you like, but you can also double up these prompts if you want to. You can interpret them any way you want. You can use as many or as few books for them as you want. You can try and get yourself a line on the bingo board or complete the whole thing off. It is entirely up to you. But if it's any indication for you, I managed to finish the entire bingo board minus 1 square because I couldn't find a throwback photo in time. I forgot that I had to. Whoops. Bad host. And I wasn't stressed out about it at all. We are so super excited to be reading with you guys again. We had an absolute blast last time around. So let's get into the nitty-gritty details and then I will take you through the wonderful prompts that we have this time around. First of all, if you are brand new here to the Mixtapeathon, if this is your first time around, then I shall explain to you the premise. This readathon was born in the summer when we all went, what reads to us as the most quintessentially summer thing from our childhood? And I went, haha, making a mixtape of all of my favourite songs for all of the car journeys that we were going to do. And thus Mixtapeathon was born. But we immediately knew that we were going to want to run this readathon seasonally, which meant that we were very crafty with our prompts. And believe me, the whole new set of delicious prompts that we have, just as good as the summer ones. And yes, that does rather imply that there might be a winter round of the Mixtapeathon after this one. The hosts for this round of Mixtapeathon are myself, the wonderful Victoria from What Victoria Read, Amy from Amy Talks Books, and Jean from Jean's Bookish Thoughts. We are very active on our socials during the course of the readathon, and both our Twitter and Instagram have the same handle. It is this, so you can go and follow us on the the platform of your choice, or all of the platforms if you so wish. And if you are excited for this announcement, then make sure to tag us with the hashtag Mixtapeathon, just Mixtapeathon on its own, and we shall be sure to repost your excitement, because honestly, chatting to you guys, looking at your self-care pictures, looking at your TBRs, it was the most fun that I have had for a readathon and possibly ever. The opening and closing live shows of this round of the readathon will be here on my channel, because she the queen of the spooky bitches, this round belongs here. I should also have more concrete dates for the opening, closing and any reading sprint shenanigans that are going on when I post my TBR for this one at the end of the month, so keep your eyes peeled for that too. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into what we have on our mixtape for the autumn slash fall round of Mixtapeathon. And just coming in here with my controversial Scottishness, I actually prefer fall to autumn. I think fall is like a prettier word and it really describes what's happening, and it just makes me feel all, ooh, autumn just, it doesn't inspire me, guys. It's alright, I'm waiting for the rotten fruit in the comments. I do not mind. I am loyal to fall and you ain't gonna change my mind. Alright, so here is our wonderful bingo board for the Mixtapeathon. And I should point out at this juncture that lots of people really loved the artwork for the summer round of the readathon, and they were bummed that there wasn't any merch. So if you like my artwork this time around, don't worry, there are going to be bookmarks and some select other items of merch available. Again, more details about that will be coming later in the month, so keep your eyes peeled on our socials. As you can see, there are once again 9 prompts, which means that you only have to complete 3 things to get a bingo. And why are flies still alive? Honestly, it's like the 5th of September. So rude. Die already. As you can see, as with last time, we have gone with 5 reading prompts and another 4 self-care prompts, which should make getting a bingo super manageable, because these self-care prompts are strategically placed throughout the rows so that you should be able to fill in one of them with only 2 books. We cannot emphasize enough how chill we want this readathon to be. So please, be nice to yourself. Be nicer to yourself at least during this 2 weeks than you are any other 2 weeks of the year. Our first prompt is inspired by the song All Too Well by Taylor Swift, because of course there is the iconic line, autumn leaves falling down like pieces into place. At least 3 of our hosts are die-hard Swifties, myself included, so this prompt makes me very happy. And the prompt that goes with this song is once again nature on the cover. This is a staple of Mixtapeathon. It will be there during our winter and our spring rounds as well, and you can interpret this along with any of the other prompts on this list any way that you want. So whether that means you find autumn leaves falling down like pieces into place on the cover, or whether for you fall means that you want something spooky on the cover, maybe you want some barren landscapes with a haunted house in the middle, maybe you want some ghosts in your nature. So however you interpret nature in fall, that's what we want for prompt number 1. The next song up on our fall mixtape is one that just gives me dopamine tingles the second that I mention it, and that is WITCH, or Witch by Devin Cole. I feel like that is this year's quintessential fall song, and the prompt for this is our split prompt for this readathon. So last time around in the summer readathon, we had either read a spicy book or a book with food on the cover to give you a choice of what kind of genre that you want to dip into, and we have done the same with this one. So for this one, you can either read a straight up witchy book, a book with actual witches in it, whether that is a historical retelling, maybe it's Terry Pratchett's Witches, maybe you're reading a fantasy book like Witches Steeped in Gold, or maybe you're reading something a little bit more urban fantasy or speculative like The Witchlings Girl. Whatever that is, we want actual witchcraft in your book. But if witchy books and the supernatural are not your speed, we would like you to read a book inspired by WITCH, a woman in total control of herself, as per the wonderful Devin Cole song. For that, we want you to read a book with a straight up strong female protagonist in any genre that you like. And remember, strong female character does not have to mean riding into battle with drawn swords. Strong female character could also be The Great Circle, which everybody is obsessed with right now. You could even go for non-fiction and read like Roaring Girls by Holly Kite about some of the strong women that have shaped our historical landscape, or not if you know they've been raised by men. And for the record, when I say a strong female, I mean anyone anywhere on the gender or sexuality spectrum who identifies with strong feminine energy counts for this pick. We want people to feel as included and seen during this readathon as you do on our own channels. For reading prompt number 3, we have our mixtape space. This is another split prompt space, and it is actually my favourite prompt for the entire readathon in any round that we do. So for this one, you can either have free choice and you can read whatever book that you would like. Maybe you're a part of some other book clubs and you need to fit that in during the month of October. Maybe there's a new purchase that you are dying to read but it doesn't fit with any of the other prompts. Maybe you've got some buddy reads organised and you want to cram them into your readathon TBR. This is the space for you. Otherwise, if you would like a themed prompt, for this one we would like you to choose your favourite either autumnal or fall type song or your favourite spooky song and pick a book based on that. I have a veritable plethora of songs that I could choose for this one, so I might need to do this space more than once, because during the summer mixtapeathon we had so many really random amazing summer bops that I discovered that are like classic summer bops in your particular country or in your particular childhood that I did not know existed. I now have a Spotify playlist. Oh, and speaking of, more on Spotify playlist very shortly. I loved it. Please keep your very random songs coming for the mixtape free space. Next up, for reading prompt number 4, we have got the song California Dreamin' by the Mamas and Papas, and this one is, you guessed it, read an unseasonal read. This is another one that we kept from the summer mixtapeathon bingo board because I think it's just perfect. Most of these books still didn't get him. Most of these prompts can be interpreted any way you want, but most of them obviously lean towards the season that the mixtapeathon is taking place in. But this one is your chance to cram in whatever type of season you like. Are you, for example, missing summer? Do you want to read a book that takes place in summer because fall is actually your sad time? You're wrong, but are you okay? Or maybe fall is actually just your downslide to winter, and maybe what you want is to read a book set in the depths of winter. And also, as we said last time around for this prompt, feel free to include fantasy novels as your unseasonal place. Maybe your fantasy novel takes place in a frozen ocean. Maybe your fantasy novel takes place on the surface of Mars where it's, I don't know, is it very hot on the surface of Mars? I'm pretty sure if I remember back to reading The Martian that was implied. I don't know, maybe I lied, you tell me. But wherever you would like your setting to be, that counts. And for our 5th and final reading prompt, we have the song Down Under by Men at Work. This is an absolutely ridiculous song, but I guarantee you, if you've not heard it before and you listen to it, you will be addicted to it. It is an earworm, it will never leave your brain. It's also one of those songs that everybody goes to me every time, oh, it's that song! I remember the tune from that song! And during the song Down Under, we visit a lot of places from Australia to the Big Apple to Bombay to Brussels, I think. And so for this prompt, we would like you to read a work in translation. You can choose a work from anywhere in the world. It doesn't have to be specifically fall themed, although bonus points if you manage to get it set in the fall time. It can be any genre. It can have been published at any time. As long as it is a book which has an author and a translator, it counts for this prompt. I myself have quite a lot of classic Japanese crime fiction sitting on my shelf, which I think it would be a good chance to delve into. Or maybe you, like me, are learning another language. I am learning German right now, so I have a few like easy reader sample type books which are classic German children's stories, which I am going to be delving into and crossing my fingers I can make my way through. Maybe you can choose one of those. Again, as long as it has been translated into another language from its original language, it counts for this prompt. Alright, and now we have come to the like self-care slash activity portion of our prompt list. The first of those is based on the song Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. So in this case, do your own thing. We would like to see you reading in a cozy spot, whatever that means for you. Are you a blankets, tea and throw on another cat person like me? Are you a light all the candles in the house and put like the crackling fireplace on Netflix in the background? I will get you, I swear. Or for you is reading in a cosy spot something that lots of people told me during the summer readathon, which is reading in your car, driving to a lovely spot and just reading in your car with a view. I think that is freaking genius and I would love to try that this time around. It's just taunting me at this point. Next up we have the song Wake Me When September Ends by Green Day. Victoria is very proud of this particular prompt. And for this we have kept the prompt from our original bingo board, self-care time. Seriously, dude, it's not okay. I do not feel relaxed. Again, this is self-care time as interpreted by you. Does that mean putting on an audiobook and going for a walk without your phone? Whether that means taking time out of your day to do exercise or yoga and just turn off from the world. Maybe you, like me, like to lock yourself in a book bath where nobody can talk to you. It is just you and the water and the smelly bath products and a book. Whatever it is, this is the time to do it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, for all of these self-care prompts, extra bonus brownie points from us if you post a picture of it on your socials and share it with us. If you tag us in stories on Instagram, we will repost it to our stories, and vice versa. If you tag us on Twitter, we will repost that too. We'd love to see what you are getting up to. Some of the photos from last time around were so beautiful. I got it! R.I.P. little fiend. You know, just a bit of like casual murder on my channel. Anyway, yes, show us what you're up to. We are very excited to see it. For prompt number 8, we have one of my favourite songs in the entire world. This is Halloween. And again, I'm with Victoria. If you think this is a Christmas song, then you're right, but you're also wrong. Fall song and a Christmas song. It's both. It's both. And for this one, we would like to know your favourite fall tradition. So whether that is decorating your house with pumpkins, whether that is covering every surface in autumnal scents, whether you want to share a Halloween throwback picture with us where you've been dressed up as one of your favourite characters, or whether maybe every fall you reread the same book for those beautiful crumpled leaves vibes. Whatever your favourite autumn tradition is, we would like to see it / hear about it. And then finally, for our 9th prompt, we have the song Monster Mash. Because how could we not? It's a classic. Do the Monster Mash. Monster Mash. Your graveyard smash. Yes, I'm fun entertainment for all parties. For this prompt, we would like you to watch your favourite autumnal or Halloween based movie. Again, this one is a holdover from our summer mixtape-a-thon and we'll probably keep it going forward at least until we've done all of the seasons. I think it's just a really fun prompt, made so much easier going into fall and then into winter. Maybe you're like me and you're an eternal horror fan and you have an entire backlist of horror movies that you want to start watching. I mean, let's be real, horror movies are for all year round, but specifically for right now. Maybe you like to watch period dramas in the fall like Little Women or Sense and Sensibility. Whatever your favourite movie is, even if it is a weird choice, we want to hear about it, and again, share us a picture of your movie watching setup. We would like to be there and experience it with you in your candy corn scented living rooms. So that's it guys, that is all of the prompts from our bingo board. We hope you are as excited about them as we are, because we're very excited about them. The last 2 details that I want to mention before I go on to announce any other things in this video is that we will have a Spotify playlist this time around, not only with our tracks from our mixtape, but with other suggested tracks from you guys. We're going to be asking on our social media very soon what you think you would like to hear on your autumnal, fall, Halloween playlist. And also, as I mentioned, there will be merch available to order very, very soon, but during our live shows for this readathon, there will be some giveaways. We will be giving away some of our bookmarks for some lucky people who join us and read with us. We had so much fun chatting with you guys on sprints last time around. It just makes me feel awful. Not that my entire vibe isn't permanent fall, I mean, have you seen this place? Alright, now for the second announcement. So this announcement all came about because at the end of the mixtape-a-thon, one of the last sprint sessions that we held was hosted over on Jean's channel from Jean at Bookish Thoughts. In attendance was of course Jean, myself, again Amy from Amy Talks Books, who I love endlessly, and Jean's flatmate Jill, who is also one of my very best friends. And during the breaks between sprints, we kind of accidentally immediately descended into a lot of chat about Scottish literature. And quite quickly, somebody floated in the chat, thank you if you were that person for putting this bug into our head, that we should start a book club for Scottish literature. Quite a lot of the time, book clubs that I see for Scottish literature are either based on Scottish literary fiction, which is almost always based on the Glasgow working class experience and never about anywhere else in Scotland, or it is hard-boiled crime usually written by a man set in Scotland where we have a grizzled detective solving brutal murders, usually of women. And I'm not into either of those things, in case you couldn't tell, and neither really are the rest of us. The type of books that we wanted to read were never represented in any of these book clubs or lists that we had ever seen, and so we have decided to start our own. So I am here to introduce to you Literature Lassies, hosted by the four of us. It is going to be a bi-monthly book club, so we're going to read one book over a 2-month period. I mean, you don't have to read the book over the whole 2-month period, you can read it in a couple of days if you like, but we will be talking about one book in a 2-month period. There will be a live show at the end of it, but we are excited to bring to you more Scottish literature that does more than just murder people or depress you. Eventually we will have an adorable logo for you and some bookmarks and merch for the book club also. It will all be based on things wonderfully Scottish and booky, but for right now you can follow us on this handle on social media where you will be able to get all of the updates for the book club as we go along. The book club will be starting in October and it will run from October through to the end of November, and our first title is one that I am very excited for. If you, again like me, are a spooky season person, this book should work for you, but it should also work for everybody else who's not particularly devoted to anything creepy. The book that I am talking about is Things Bright and Beautiful by Anbara Salam, and it is absolutely stunning. Can we just take a moment for this cover? Even if I make it especially sunny, which, ugh, can it go away? I don't think there's any way for me to show you in any light that I have available, but this cover actually has little hidden silvery spider webs all over it, and under the cover we have this beautiful snake and a spider on the spine. I just love it. It is absolutely gorgeous. The attention to detail is mwah. So Anbara Salam is a half Palestinian, half Scottish author, and I believe that this is her debut novel. This one is about Bea Hanlon, and when she married her preacher husband, she expected that her life was not going to look like the lives of all of her married peers. However, she did not quite expect to be dragged all the way to the Pacific, to a place called Mission Island. On Mission Island, they move into a little place called Advent House, and Bea is immediately uncomfortable by it. Not only is it in the middle of the jungle and it is surrounded by creepy crawlies, but it is also extremely dark at night. There are some weird sounds and smells, and she just never really feels safe. But just as Bea is starting to get used to these odd circumstances, rumours of devil chasers who are running around the island at night trying to catch evil spirits start to surface, and they coincide with the arrival of an extremely odd house guest. And really, Advent House was not built for 3 people. The end of the blurb then says, Advent Island once again becomes a hostile place, and before long, trapped in the jungle and in the growing fever of her husband's insanity, Bea finds herself fighting for her freedom and for her life. I am so freaking excited for this one. I am so freaking excited. We so hope that you guys will join in with the Literature Lassies book club and pick this one up with us. And again, if you would like to join in with any reading sprints that we do for the book club or for any of our live shows or any future book announcements, we will have all of that down below on our socials. All of the links for everything that I mentioned today will be in the description. And then finally, wowzers, I can't believe we've got all the way through this video and we still have yet another exciting announcement. I'm pumped. Like, I'm less pumped now. I'm really hot and sweaty and my iron brew is nearly finished, so My final announcement is a small one, but it is a freaking good one, and it is that I will be hosting my autumn read-in, which is my seasonal 24-hour readathon with my patrons on the 1st of October. The reason that I'm announcing this here for you guys and not just on my Patreon is because I know a lot of people were super bummed when they found out about my summer read-in after the fact, so here you go. I am giving you plenty of notice if you would like to join up to Patreon. We do lots of things on my Patreon anyway. We have a book club, we have regular reading sprints, we have regular live shows, we watch movies together. A lot more of my personal life and my personal updates get posted over on Patreon. So if any of that is appealing to you, then that is the place to go. You can find me here. The link is down below in the description. The seasonal 24-hour readathons with my patrons are a bunch of fun. I will be live once again from 10 AM in the morning to 10 PM at night, British summertime. Can't believe that British summertime doesn't end until the end of October. It's just so depressing to keep saying summer over and over again. And during all of this, I will be eating some of my favourite seasonal snacks. We will be doing reading sprints. There might even be a quiz this time around. And hopefully, as with last time, I will have some lovely friends along to sprint with me. But just as I did with my summer read-in, which I will link up here and again down below, I vlogged the entire experience of reading my whole TBR for that anyway. So if Patreon is not your thing, do not worry, you will still get to join in with the fun, just a little bit delayed from everybody else. And yes, before anybody asks me, I will in fact be reading Practical Magic during this readathon. It is going to be my very first book, so that I guarantee that I read it for you so that I can give you my opinions. So yes, once again, that is happening on the 1st of October, which is a Saturday, so hopefully you will be free to hang out with me for however long you like. And again, all of my Patreon live shows in any capacity are all available for my patrons to watch back whenever they like, so if you're not awake at the same time as I am in Scotland, you can still join in, just a little bit delayed. So there you go guys, that was an absolute bumper video of announcements. I hope that you're excited for at least a couple of the things that I talked about in this video today. If you are planning on taking part in the next round of Mixtape-a-thon, let me know about it in the comments below. If you're going to be picking up the gorgeous Things Bright and Beautiful, then also tell me about that in the comments below. And of course, I will see you on Patreon if you rock up over there. And before I go, I want to just say thank you so much for any support that you show to me and all of the other hosts of our readathons and our book clubs across any form of social media. Knowing that you guys are just watching our videos and engaging on our socials is more than enough for us, and we cannot tell you how privileged we feel to have you here joining in and reading along with us. We are so grateful for each and every one of you. So if you are new here and you're excited for any of these shenanigans, I hope that you subscribe and that you stick around, and if you have enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that thumbs up because it really does help my channel, and I will speak to all of you soon guys. Bye! I hate it when I'm excited for books and I have to wait to read them for a certain thing though, right? Because like I want to read this right now and I have half of my Mixtape-a-thon already picked and it's painful guys, it's painful.